Hey there, what's happening everyone? My name is Rabbit and welcome to episode 133 of Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2, our bonus / post-game content. So we are just continuing to make our way through Wind Harvest. We're specifically on island number 4 of 6. So let's just dive right in. Not too much to share with you outside of that. We've just slowly been, oh my god, dealing with these stupid brolopillins, I think is what they're called. And I don't even know what's going to be the best way of dealing with them. So let's just start out on this side. This seems to consistently be an opportunity for me to get the first strike. But, you know, if LeBron decides to not attack or miss that attack, then, you know, I guess sucks to be me. Which it does with these guys. So I stated at the end of our last episode that I'm thinking, at least when fighting these guys, I might just start cutting out the repeats because these fights are, let's be real, they're a little obnoxious and grating on one's nerves. We had a confrontation with them where they legitimately put everyone in my team to sleep. Was not a good time. Let me just say, it was not a good time at all. And it looks like we are approaching that point here. Maybe we'll go for... No. Absolutely not. Why would I ever think that would be the case? So yeah, that is what we were working on in 132. So for episode 133, I am going to guess that we will get pretty close to wrapping up Wind Harvest. Hopefully we'll find a... Oh yeah, good job, LeBron. Maybe we can kill some of these assholes. I'm thinking we might find another Kalma, although it's not likely. We have one more remaining to finish up all of the seed beasts for our wind side or the air side. And there's an extra forest, I think, after this one, maybe 2. I honestly don't know how many bonus forests are going to exist. But did they just play that sound when we attacked them? How bizarre. I don't know, maybe it was an attempt at an auto attack. I don't know what's up with that, but we're just going to move over to this side. So anyway, to continue my thought, I'm not entirely sure if we'll find another Kalma while we're making it through Wind Harvest itself. I'm thinking either level 6 or level 7 is going to really be where we'll see that last Kalma come out, which is fine. So my goal is just to get us through, maybe fight, oh thank God, as many of the beast hunters as possible. We fought a Mao beast hunter, we fought a bug beast hunter, and I think that's it. I think that's all that we've dealt with here. Oh my God, are they serious? Here in Wind Harvest. So that might be it. We have completed 2 quests as well. So we've gotten a lot done since we've begun undertaking and exploring Wind Harvest. So I can't be mad about that. Thank God. All right, we can kill this asshole right here, right now. Yeah, they are a bit of a nightmare to tackle. That is for sure. So if I can spare us like 2 to 3 minutes of just stall, then I think, what? Are you kidding me? Okay. So that was very uncool, but it's okay. We were able to knock him out, and yeah, definitely just gonna remove more of those brolopillin fights. You know, I always falter. Let me see. Is this gonna... I don't know. Let's run over here. So I'm a bit wishy-washy when it comes to whether I want to edit out certain fights, because some of them are pretty brief, honestly. You know, if it's like a 30-second to 1-minute fight, I don't think it's worth anyone's time for me to edit that out. But, you know, if we're spending 2 minutes of not even being able to attack because everyone's asleep, that's not a good time for you. It's not a good time for me. So I think that might just be our standard, at least when dealing with those beasts in particular. So this is reminding me why the wind forests tend to be my least favorite. I just think, God, the sleep, and then, well, the sudden death is more a fire spell, isn't it? So I think when we start going through the fire forest, which, damn, I was wanting to do the water one next. However, we have a job that's kind of pending on the bulletin board where we can look for something to give to one of the workers for Kiki Neck and Company so that we can kind of expand what's for sale there in his shop. So I'm thinking maybe just due to that alone, it might be within my best interest to head into the fire section next, but I don't know. I really want to get the ball rolling with the post-game conclusion to Cure situation, and we know she's human, but I just want to talk to her and see sort of what really took place with that. Kind of strange that she was turned into a human. Oh god. Well, at least I'll get the initiative, right? Okay, so that wasn't that bad. We got a level 4 page, which is always welcome. Let's see, what is this? Another fucking hide spore, eh? Alright, we've got plenty of room still left in our handbag. I'm not sure if Kahu appreciates me calling it that, but whatever. That's basically what it is, Kahu, so don't get snippy with me. Seems there's nothing really over here. So let's run back over to the other side, and I suppose I can continue the story I was starting to share with you in episode 132. I was just discussing how at work it is interesting, at least it's interesting for me, maybe not for the girl in the story here, that one of my coworkers is introverted, but due to her extraordinary, I would say it's like a stereotypical beauty, because obviously there are going to be people that don't think she's gorgeous, but I would say just by a stereotypical American standard, she is considered gorgeous. And I mean, that's great. She is undeniably beautiful. She's got this lovely voice, just very breathtaking to be around and to see. So due to this, and I think the fact that people like to often make judgments when people look a certain way, she, I think, is struggling a little bit because, you know, people don't really like her and they sort of misinterpret her. I wouldn't even say it's necessarily cold disposition so much as it's just kind of aloof. She's just not one of those people that wants to make small talk unless it's about like 1 or 2 topics that she gets genuinely excited about. Other than that, she just can't really feign interest in things that, you know, she just doesn't give a shit about. And that's fine. Like, I think people should be a little bit more understanding that not everyone just wants to make small talk all day about anything. Now, granted, I'll give other people at our clinic some credit that, yeah, she could be maybe a bit more approachable, but I think if you know her personality and you know she's not a huge talker and you know that she doesn't enjoy hanging out and is just there to kind of do work and whatever is on her agenda, then fucking leave her alone. Stop fucking with her unless you have to talk to her. So there's this guy that works in our clinic specifically. I think actually he is involved in a few clinics and he just has a lot of things that he does. I think his PhD is in physical therapy, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm not a huge fan of him. I think he's incredibly unapproachable and cold, and I also think he's a bit insincere, and I'm not going to lie to you, I think he's fake because what is this? A wise extract! Give it to me. This is awesome. You know what this reminds me of, actually? So off camera, some episodes ago when I was running through the lower level wind areas, I did find a speed extract that I had given to Merrick. It only boosted his speed by 1. So it's kind of cool that we found a wisdom extract or a wise extract. So I don't know who to really give it to. I want to give it to someone that I'll be using for a while and who's been struggling with mana. Dude, I feel bad because Merrick got the speed extract, but I'm thinking I'm just going to give it to him, and it only went up by 1, so, you know, whatever. But hey, I love getting those permanently boost stats, so I'll take it. Congrats, Merrick. But yeah, okay, so this guy, very, I think, just shallow and insincere, and I hate that. So unlike this girl that I work with, this specific, I don't even know if I'd call him a therapist, even though his PhD is in physical therapy. Did I go everywhere? I think I did. I'm a little paranoid. I'm just going to make sure, you guys. Okay, I think I got everything. So we will head on into Wind Harvest 5. But I don't like the fact that, so unlike the girl that I work with, people sling a lot of shit at her because she's her personality comes across as cold, but she's always like that with everyone. And, she doesn't change who she is depending on who she's around. Whereas this guy completely changes how he acts depending on if the owner of our organization is present. So when the owner's there, he's suddenly like kind of cheerful and he smiles a lot. And, if there are like families visiting and kids are present, he'll almost go out of his way to make stupid jokes and, he just acts like a totally different person. But then when it's just him and people from various departments, he won't talk to you. He's super cold, even when requesting things. So he had the nerve to come to my office on, it was Wednesday, I think, and he needed some help figuring out how to make some program work because he was going to be going to a conference. And a lot of people know that, I come from a very strong background of presenting at conferences and structuring PowerPoints and doing all that stuff. So he was having a hard time it wasn't PowerPoint. I don't even know what the software was, but it was some other PowerPoint program that displayed videos as well as slides. I don't know. Maybe it was some kind of a slideshow software. Anyway, it wasn't working as he intended. So he had the nerve to come into my office and be like, "Hey, Rabbit, so I know that you have a strong education background. Do you think you could troubleshoot this for me or something, figure this out for me?" But he never said please. He wasn't even making eye contact with me when it was asking me. It wasn't a kind, "Hey, I've been asking a lot of people and, word around the office is that you're so good at this. So I was just hoping you could help me out. I'd really appreciate it." No, it was not anything like that. He genuinely was just sort of "Hey, I can't get this to work. I know that you know how to do it, so can you troubleshoot this for me?" I looked at this motherfucker and I was just sort of with all due respect, sir, I have a lot of things that I'm working on, so I can, take a quick look at it, but I'm not familiar with this software, and I would just advise you looking at any provided manual or guide or doing a quick YouTube search and see if someone else has created anything that explores issues with this program. And he never even said "Oh my God, no! Oh, it's game over. Game over for her. Rest in peace, my dear, rest in peace." Oh, but that's okay. We'll just bring her back with Adia, so no big deal. These Kais, though, you guys, the poison, it just gets you every fucking time, But that's A-okay. We've got the block up, so I will make sure I get a heal off this next turn. Woo! Just goes to show you can never be too prepared. Oh, I love that she still got a turn, though, even though she respawned. That's interesting. I would think she wouldn't get a chance to cast Solemnis, but hey, I'm not going to argue with it. We're just going to make this work. But anyway, he didn't even thank me for my time or say, "Oh, okay, thanks," or "Oh, sorry, maybe I'll just come back when you're a little less busy." He just sort of was "Oh, okay," and took his laptop and left. I don't know. My point just is, I think it's interesting that for certain people, they are expected to have certain personalities, but then other people get passes either due to their status in companies or their sex / gender. I don't know what the deal is with him and why so many people think it's okay for him to be a jerk. But then this beautiful girl who's, I guess you could also interpret her personality as very jerk-like, everyone hates her because of it. And I don't think her disposition is that much different from his. It's very hypocritical and strange to me, but whatever, that's none of my business. So I guess the point of all of that is to say I feel really bad for this girl in my department because everyone talks shit about her, even though I don't think she's that bad. I get along with her just fine. It could also just be that as a fellow introvert, I get it. And so I'm pretty good at judging when she's feeling like talking and when she obviously wants to just be left alone. And I think that's a problem some people very much struggle with. They can't read others very well at all. Oh my God. I don't really need another one of these eggs, but I think they're called moth mantes? Bees? Maybe not. I don't fucking remember what they're called. But let's just rotate through the ranks. My air side is struggling with mana. So, finding a Mel's Liquor wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I think they're called moth mantes. And the eggs may or may not be called those. I don't fucking remember. It's been a while since I've run into these guys. But I'm thinking I have a lot of eggs for them already. Well, at the very least, if you don't feel like picking up more of these earlier eggs, you're always welcome to just fight the monsters here for some XP and then leaving the eggs behind. Or you can grab them just to use them for mixing purposes. I think that's always an option. I don't know. I'm a little over the eggs. I think I shared this with you guys when we got the Devi Bug egg from the Bug Hunter. Just because I did so much mixing in the actual story portion of the game, so prior to us entering the post-game content, that I have most of the rare eggs. Or I guess I should just call them uncommon. Oh, a Bug-ick. So I think Moth Manti is... Maybe it's not even what it's called. I don't fucking know. Either way, Bug-icks are generic and easy to find. I actually might not have a lot of them in storage, but I think it's not a priority egg for us to keep. So if we are so fortunate as to stumbling upon I'm just going to bring up that path. And you know what? I'm going to let him do his thing for now. But if we're so fortunate as to finding a mixing plant, I'll just go ahead and use it for that. We have a lot of nicer nicer books that I think will combine very beautifully with this egg. And I don't know, maybe give us something, whatever. Let's just get the initiative. But maybe it'll give us something that, what? I didn't get the initiative? You've got to be kidding me. That doesn't even make sense. How did I not get the initiative? Guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? I totally hit him from behind. Maybe the hitbox, the angle that I approached him at, registered as kind of a side shot, but I don't know. Visually, that was definitely from the back, but whatever. It's all good. So I guess to wrap up my story overall, I am very much liking the promoted position that I have, and I love the clinic that I'm in as a result of the boost and climbing of the ranks. But I don't know, sometimes I think as you move up and you're in bigger environments, so like, you move from the smaller agency or the smaller environment into like the hub of an organization, it sucks in a way because you see that there's a much bigger divide because there are so many more departments instead of you working in like a smaller building that has maybe 2 departments max. You're now working in a humongous building that has like 7, 8, 9, 10. And it's just so easy for things to get lost because there are so many different channels for communication and people don't talk to each other directly. There's like a hierarchy of people that you have to speak with, so you can't. It's just, I don't like that kind of stuff. That part is a bit challenging for me to grow accustomed to, because for me, where I was before in the building I was working in, oh my god, I hope he did not get me from behind. Okay, he didn't. The building that I was in before, it was so small that if someone was, hey, there we go, LeBron, you needed that mana boost, that's for sure. The building that I was in before, if anyone, oh my gosh, what is this? Just growth for everybody. If I had an issue with someone or I had a question, it was literally just a matter of me getting up and walking into the office next door or the end of the hall, and I could have a question answered, or at least like put a sticky note on the desk, or worst case scenario, shoot them an email and say, hey, I need to talk to you, swing by my office later on. But like the building that we're in now, because it's so big and because I think the owner wants to have a bit more control, which isn't a bad thing because you don't want there to be a lot of like misinformation spreading, but they've taken away that element of direct person-to-person contact. So for example, if one department has a problem with another department, so there's something that's happening that they don't like, the way that it's being done, instead of being, in my opinion, adults and as an individual or as 2 people upset with 2 other people, walking over and talking to the head of that department or talking to the individuals specifically that you're frustrated with, they fucking will like email like department heads or like even the agency owner to complain. And then at staff meetings, there will be just this long agenda of, in my opinion, it just feels like childishness, where it's like, so people in, Department C are a little frustrated with those of you in Department H because those of you in Department H haven't been doing whatever. I don't know. It's just stuff like, is this really worth taking up time at our fucking staff meetings when they could have genuinely just walked over, and the day they were upset about it, I just, that kind of stuff drives me a little bonkers, not gonna lie. But I think that just comes with the territory of, moving into bigger buildings and dealing with company owners that like having more control than others. So it's something that you'll either have to ignore or just get used to, I guess. Although, I don't know, does one ever really get used to stuff like that? You better not. Okay, I was about to say, Captain, get it together. What the fuck, you guys? What even is this? I need you both to seriously stop. Well, at least they're out of mana. But that kind of blows. Please, Captain, do not burn yourself. Alright, 2 for the price of 1. I'll take it. So, how did I get off on talk? Oh, yeah, just saying, like, if I had to complain about anything, in addition to the fact that I feel like this poor girl I know is getting the rough end of the stick when it comes to people judging her for her quieter. There was just a beast here. I don't know what happened to him, but I'm guessing. Are we really going to have another fight? Whoa, I don't think we're in any position for this. So let's go ahead and use some of these bitter mugworts. I'm low on mana, so that isn't ideal. However, I think the fact that we have HP will make this okay. So let's just, do we want to go ahead and prompt a fight here? I think it'll be fine. Let's just do it.
I'm much different from myself up until yesterday.
Oh, he's just saying the same shit that the other guy was saying. So we'll skip on through that. Does he have the exact same team?
Okay, here goes.
Weird. You guys, that's...
standing around here all day.
I think that's very strange. I wonder if it's, like I was kind of hypothesizing, that honestly your interactions with the specific beast hunters now is purely for the sake of getting more of those medals and getting more opportunities to find beasts and eggs that if you weren't mixing, you're not just going to randomly be happening upon. So, kind of cool. We'll try to make this fight go very quickly then, because I'm thinking, oh, his arrangement's a little bit different, so I guess I take that back. Looks like the beasts he has in tow aren't completely different. However, the arrangements, maybe it's not even, I don't know, guys. Just ignore me. I'm trying to remember. Nuh-uh. He's got Salamnite. I don't know if he had that before. Really? All right, we're going to have to spend some time on this side so we can see if we can put people to sleep and maybe make some thing. Oh, Soldote is the next form of what Captain has. So there is a better version of that. I wasn't too sure about that when I was speaking on my lack of being impressed by what Captain had rocking, but it looks like there will be a way for me to go ahead and bring that up once we find that spell. So, God, that does so much healing. Are you kidding me? Well, if we can keep people asleep, then this shouldn't be that big of a deal. But holy fuck balls, they do so much damage. Woo! So this one's going to be a little tougher than what we were facing before. But getting stuns off and a little bit of damage is always nice. So let's rotate here so I can get my own heals off. Oh no! Oh, prissy pants. The only advantage to this is I think her mana will be completely replenished upon revival. Don't hold me to that, fam, but I'm thinking yes. Is it true? Is it true? Oh no. I'm a liar then. Liar, liar, pants on motherfucking fire. But I gave my Earth side a little bit of time to at least get their own shit together. So I'm going to try to get... Oh, God. I'm going to try to get myself in a much better state. I don't know how we're going to deal with this. Because he has heals as well as status removal. And he's got, yeah, the heal over time, which is kind of not cool. So unless I can just raw DPS my way through this, I don't know how we're going to ultimately make this happen. Well, I guess what I can try to do, let's spend a little bit of time on my own fireside. Because if I can kill them, at least one person. Yes! Please don't miss. Yes! I got 2 of them. Okay. That's what I needed. That was exactly what I needed. Woo! I try not to get too nervous about these fights, but, you know, when I see these hunters rocking their own strats that are questionable for me and my success, it does honestly make me a bit nervous. But it sounds like all is going to be well. We're getting crits off, so he shouldn't be able to cast that Limonite crap. What? Limonate? I guess it's maybe in the next turn he can't do it. I don't know. But we're rotating back on over to Fireside, and they should be donezo. I'm hoping, anyway. We'll get Soldona off. Which that makes me happy to have that confirmation that there will be. Woo! They're almost dead. No! No, no, no. Oh, guys, let's try to put them to sleep. It might be it for Merrick, but that's fine. I'm not worried about it. If I can get sleeps off, it's going to be a done deal for them. Stuns work too. Oh, man. Merrick is a little powerhouse, my friends. What the fuck? Stop with this. I should have skill blocked your crap. Well, that's a bit annoying. Well, I think we're in the final phase of this fight where no matter what happens, I think we're good to go. So to wrap up my story overall, I share all of this with you guys just to say that things are great at work. I really appreciate the promoted position. And for the most part, I love everyone that I work with, minus the one douchebag that I think is fake as fuck. And it agitates me that he gets a much bigger pass than the girl that I work with does. But I guess you can't win them all. It's just sort of how it goes.
You sure? I'm scary when I'm angry.
Yeah, we've heard this before, and you're actually not that scary when you're angry. So nobody is sweating your garbage. I don't know if we'll be able to kill him, in spite of the fact that we're not really rocking anything. Those guys are pretty fucking fast, so maybe I should try to put them to sleep. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll just see. But work is really good. I honestly have no additional complaints. I think the only thing that would be even better than what I've got going on right now is, like I already shared with you guys, winning the lottery would be, you know, pretty fabulous. I would just love, as a dream, if I could seriously just become part-time and then have plenty of time for playing video games and doing lots of traveling and, I don't know, just tapping into that more creative side of myself. Like, I've always wanted to learn to play, like, the violin and to get better at piano. And if I had the chance to, I would take private lessons.
This is just the beginning.
It's 100% over. Not owner. Actually, I guess you could say I did own you, so maybe that's where that thought was coming from. But it is a done deal for you, my friend.
Ouch! Ow! Ow! I'm scared. My whole body is swollen. Ow! Leave me alone. I'll give you this.
All right, another bug medal. We're at 5, so I doubt he's going to give us anything.
This is good. Keep it and good things may happen. Please, leave me alone.
All right, it's probably just going to be this.
We're in trouble.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, wonderful, my friends. So let us grab this key spore here, and then we will go ahead and call this an episode. So thank you very much for watching. When we resume in episode 134, we'll just continue making our way through Wind Harvest 5. So thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you guys very, very soon.